Pacific Palisades Farmers Market first opened on September 17, 2000. While today is a joyful occasion to celebrate the return of the beloved Pacific Palisades Farmers Market. As you walk through the market today, you'll notice something special. Many of these farmers and vendors you see have been a part of this market for 10, 20, or even 26 years. Your families have grown alongside theirs. We've celebrated milestones together, watched children grow up, and built relationships that extended far beyond market day. This day would not have been possible without the dedication of our partnerships with so many people. With the leadership of Miriam Czar from the Pacific Palisades Chamber of Commerce, the support of Councilwoman Traci Park and her staff, and the willingness of Rick Caruso and his team to welcome us back to our original home. This reopening is possible. To our farmers, vendors, and small businesses, thank you for believing in this market, for your patience, and for returning to serve this community you care so deeply about. And finally, to the Pacific Palisades community and everyone who's joined us today, thank you. Every visit, every purchase, every smile, and every conversation helps strengthen our local businesses and supports the continued recovery of this remarkable community. On behalf of all of us at the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market, thank you for welcoming us home. It's an honor to once again be a part of this community, and we look forward to serving you for many years to come.
I just want to say thank you for welcoming us home. Hi, everyone. I want to say thank you to everyone on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank Raw Inspiration for taking a chance and coming back. It's been months that they've been talking to us, trying to find a place to come back, and finally, of course, there was no place else to go once the Palisades Village opened, right here in their longtime home on Swarthmore Avenue, thanks to Caruso Affiliated and Rick. So thank you. I'm sure everyone here has begun to notice that the Palisades is coming back, not just because this village is back, and that is a beautiful testament to our resilience, but if you drive through the streets, especially through the alphabets, you'll see that people are building back. Businesses are opening their doors. There is a reinvestment in this community because everyone believes that this community will come back stronger than ever. So I have to thank you all for being here, all the farmers for taking a chance and being here on a Wednesday, midday. It used to be Sunday, now it's midday. We appreciate it. I did not lose my home. I still live in the Palisades. Allison, who's going to speak, is the president of the Pacific Palisades Community Council. She's building back. We know people are coming back, and we're grateful that you're all here. So thank you.
Hi, everybody. Okay. Frecker Farms right here, all organic, from Santa Barbara. So I've been asking, as you know, for the supermarkets to come back. Now we're going to have Erewhon coming back here, but this community and a broader community needs to have a supermarket. This is now your supermarket. And I hope all the Palisadians and people from Brentwood and Santa Monica do all their shopping here for the week. And then we support all these great farmers like Frecker Farms. Now, if you take this and you saute it in a little bit of olive oil and garlic, it's unbelievable. And then put it in the refrigerator and let it marinate for a night or two. Spectacular. I've got really good news. I said on Saturday that the opening was a mega step. Well, this is another mega step. Having the farmers market back here, and thank you to the team for believing in me, is fantastic, and believing in the village and believing in the Palisades. I love having it on a Wednesday now, too. I think it's terrific. And here's the other mega step that's happened. The sales starting on Saturday and through yesterday are off the charts. The traffic, 3 times the traffic before the fire. How about that? The store page, their opening weekend beat the opening weekend when they opened in London London, by the way, is more dense than the Palisades, if you haven't noticed. I came here last night for dinner with my son because I was a bachelor last night, and so was my son Justin. I had to beg for a table at Angelini. Blue Ribbon had a line. Alphabet had a line. Portavia had a line. It's amazing what happens when you let free enterprise be unleashed and you work with government and you form a partnership and you've got good people that are all on a mission to bring a community back. And that's what this is about. So I am so optimistic. I'm so grateful to Traci, your office. I'm grateful to the mayor's office for helping us get through a lot of the red tape also. But our partners, our merchants, our restaurateurs who are mission driven are now being rewarded for believing in this community when they needed to have somebody believing in them. And I really had some joy. Can I tell you what joy was? You know, I remember Dick Reardon used to always say this when he was mayor. Don't worry about getting upset, just get even, right? I used to love that about Dick. His other great line was, don't ask for permission, just ask for forgiveness and go get something done. We did a lot of that around here, by the way. Don't tell the city. But one of the things that really gives me joy is seeing how successful these retailers and restaurateurs have been, and the amount of calls we got this week of restaurateurs and retailers that want to come to the Palisades Village but denied coming back in the beginning because they didn't believe there was going to be the business. It's good to prove people wrong for a good cause. But what it also shows, what makes me happy, the quicker these commercial buildings can get rebuilt, retailers and restaurants want to be in this community. So let's get it rebuilt quickly. God bless everybody. Thank you to the farmers here. Thank you to the leaders of the market.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here for this really, really exciting occasion as we welcome the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market back to its home right here in the heart of Pacific Palisades. You know, this week we have been celebrating a lot of big milestones. Just this week, Pali High is back on campus for a new school year. And I am personally going to be at their very first football game Friday night back in their home stadium. So I'll look forward to seeing you all there on Friday. It was an incredible weekend this past weekend as we got to join Rick and the entire team at Caruso in reopening the Palisades Village. The return of more than 40 businesses right here to the heart of the Palisades is the kickstart for economic recovery in the Palisades that we have so badly needed. And Rick, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for your determination and your leadership. And I am incredibly grateful to you for your support and ongoing commitment and investment in this community. Let's give him a big round of applause. I personally couldn't get a reservation in the Palisades to save my life, and those are good problems to have. It was great to be here over the weekend, poking in the shops and getting to have dinner at Alphabet, but what was really special about it was seeing so many friends and neighbors connecting and reconnecting in places that were familiar. And I think that return to familiarity, anything that inches us close to something that we might call normal after what has happened here and amidst circumstances that still don't feel normal at all. And that brings me to the return of the Palisades Farmers Market today. For 25 years, the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market has been an institution in this community. It's part of the fabric of daily life for Palisadians. It has long been a place where neighbors and families and communities gathered, where you ran into your friends. You saw the same vendors week after week. It's where moms checked off their shopping list for meals for the week. The same groups and clubs came through the normal routines of life here in the Palisades. 19 months ago, in the aftermath of the fire, it was impossible to imagine what recovery was going to look like. We were all still absorbing the trauma and trying to envision how are we going to rebuild this community from under the ground up. One of the things that we had the opportunity to do in the aftermath was help stabilize some of our local businesses, whether it was restaurants or retailers looking for a brick and mortar space, or whether it was the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market that we needed to keep alive. This community came together. And nothing happens by anyone working alone. So I want to take a moment and thank Miriam for her leadership and her steadfast commitment and determination on behalf of our local business community. It was just a couple of weeks after the fire that we began working on finding an alternate home for the Palisades Farmers Market. So I want to thank our friends in Brentwood for making space and the opportunity to bring these vendors in and give them a chance to hold on and keep their operations going. They've been incredibly generous with their time and with the opportunity. But it feels right to be here today, celebrating yet another win, another momentous step forward in what has been a long and difficult recovery. But these are the moments, these investments in our community, these moments that bring the connections back together is what we're all fighting so hard to continue. So I want to take a moment on behalf of a very, very grateful City of Los Angeles and Council District 11 and bring up Melissa and Jennifer so I can present you with these certificates. Jennifer, I'll give this to you on behalf of the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market. And Melissa, this one is for you. You know, I get to do things occasionally as a council member that are significant and important. But the thing that matters the most to me is taking a moment to pause, to thank and acknowledge the true leaders in our community who step forward every day to lead and make change in ways big and small. We wouldn't be here without your hard work, your determination, and your support. Thank you all for having me, and have a wonderful return to the Palisades.